Hello and welcome, it's Jennifer here at Peacock-Smith, and today we're going to make core beads. So I taught you last time to make paper beads, and there are many things that you can do with it. But a lot of the things that the kind of beads that I'm going to teach you to make later are going to require core beads. So what they are basically, here is one here, is they're just a very boring straight bead. Of different lengths. So these ones are 1/2 inch, and so you can get your free pattern here to be able to cut them all up. And making core beads, we do it for a variety of reasons. The first reason is that they're easy to make. Here's a normal strip that I have cut from a magazine. You can see these are half the width of a normal printed A4 sheet of paper, so they're not very long. They're really easy to learn on because they're not long, and they require far less concentration. You can sit here and do a whole bunch of them in front of the TV or while you're doing something else. They're very quick and easy, and because they're so short, they don't have to, they're harder to get off track. There we go. There's a core bead done. Straighten it and pop it in. There are so many beads that we're going to make that require a core bead, because a core bead means that they can always be threaded. There's a lot of beads that in classes that I've taught where people are using either polymer clay or felt or fabric or whatever, and they've squashed their bead too much and we can never get a hole down the middle. So if you make a bunch of core beads, because of the paper mache effect, these are actually quite solid. And quite hard. And because they're dry when we use them, you can basically do whatever you like to the outside and you still land up with a solid core down the middle of your bead. So that's the reasoning behind them. And I'm doing it in a separate video because I don't want to have to go through this every single time we make a different kind of bead. I'll start off the bead by saying, get out your core beads. This is it. So again, I'll just make one more. You can make them any width you like. I think most people seem to find over time that for me, 1/2 inch beads are a good size. Some people find that it's really too fine for them and they like to make 1 inch beads. It's going to be something that you experiment with over time. So having a stash of these, they're not tapered, they're not complicated. They're just really easy to make. And as I said, when they're dry, they're super hard. And then it makes the next job so much easier when it's time to do the fun stuff of decorating and embellishing them. So that's it from me. I'm now going to move on and do some really fun ways to decorate our core beads. Thanks for joining me.